Pete Agnew of Nazareth talks about his love for Joni Mitchell and their take on a lot of different songs, but most notably, This Flight Tonight. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music. Nazareth wrote most of their songs, but they had a tendency to be able to retool other people's music, and in some cases completely reinvent them. They covered Leon Russell's Alcatraz, Vigilante Man by Woody Guthrie, both from 1973's Razamanaz. They also did Randy Newman's Guilty and Beggar's Day by Nils Lofgren. Of course, their biggest hit was Love Hurts, recorded by the Everly Brothers and many more, and written by their longtime songwriter, Boudleaux Bryant, who wrote tons of songs for the Everly Brothers with his wife, Felice. You gotta look them up. On Close Enough for Rock and Roll, there was the Byrds' So You Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star by Roger McGuinn and Chris Hillman, and that's just until 1976. 3 years before, on Loud and Proud, Nazareth tackled Bob Dylan's The Ballad of Hollis Brown, Little Feat's Teenage Nervous Breakdown by Lowell George, and of course, This Flight Tonight, written by Joni Mitchell. All the songs mentioned were completely retooled. You could say turned upside down, which was important to Nazareth, according to Pete Agnew.
Whose idea was it to record This Flight Tonight? Because when people talk about cover tunes, they always say, now there's a covered song that doesn't sound like the original, that the band made it its own. I know that sounds cliche, but it's true. Whose idea was it?
That's the only way we would ever do one. Every song that we ever covered, we've made it our own. Because if you don't do that, then, it's just a cover then. It's just a cover. I mean, but when we did Love Hearts. I mean, if you've ever listened to the Everly Brothers, or Emmylou Harris and Graham Parsons, we don't sound like that. Love Hearts was the first rock ballad, the first recognised rock ballad, you know, and it sort of set the bar with that record. This Flight Tonight, the other ones we did, My White Bicycle, is nothing like the original. You've got to take a song and change it, you know. But I mean, with This Flight Tonight, obviously it was going to have to be changed when we hear Joni's version, you know. We liked Joni Mitchell in the entirety, and we loved all their albums. But when we used to play that one in the van, you know, we were travelling around, it was one of the things we played in the van. And again, we were in the studio, and it was with Roger Glover. Roger was producing, and we had done Razamanaz. We'd written all the songs for Razamanaz, and that was released 6 months later. We were in the studio doing Loud and Proud, and Roger produced Razamanaz. We come to do Loud and Proud, and we were a bit stuck for songs, you know, and we were going, what we're going to, and we talked about this Flight Tonight, you know, and we loved the song. But see, we thought, why don't we do something with that? He said, yeah, maybe you could do something with that. And that's when we started playing it like the kind of dum-de-dum, the Ghost Riders in the Sky kind of thing, you know. And we started to muck around with it in the studio, and we said, hey, this sounds really good. You know, so it became, we never went in intending to do that song on that album. It just kind of developed while we were in there. And again, I'm very, very happy that we did, because that is probably that was a massive hit. In Europe, for a long, long time, even now, a lot of people would say that is your biggest hit in Europe, you know, especially in Germany. But in Germany especially, because it was very, very... today, they still talk about Nazareth, Love Hurts. They all talk about This Flight Tonight as being the rock song of Nazareth. You know?
Let me ask you, knowing what you know now, 50 years ago, what you know now, what would you tell a younger Pete Agnew? What advice would you whisper in his ear, knowing what you know now? Hindsight, huh?
You know, I don't know. No. You know, I mean, I don't. I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of regrets. I would just the basic thing that everybody would say. You know, I think you'd have to be more careful. Be careful, especially when it comes to management, especially and stuff like that. Be careful. And we always used to say to guys, but the first thing you should do in this game is get a good lawyer, you know. Actually, when it comes to things like the creative side of the business and stuff like that, I don't think I'd have changed anything that I did. I mean, I know that maybe sounds a bit complacent, but you know, we've had good times, we've had bad times, but you know, the good times were good, and the bad times you sort of learned from anyway, that made other good times happen, you know. Yeah. So I've never really stopped. In fact, I've never stopped long enough to think, and maybe that's why we're still going.
Nazareth have just released their 24th studio album. tattooed on my brain. It's a really heavy album. It's really well done. I liked it. Sure, I will always miss Manny Charlton, who left quite a few years ago, and Danny McCafferty, the lead singer, one of my favorite lead singers from the 70s, who's retired now. I have to say, this was a great album. I enjoyed it, but it's heavy. Make sure you comment on our video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. We'll have more from Pete Agnew coming up next week. I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Music.